Hello loyal fans and subscribers, Ninamori Fanboy here for my PBF Season 5 week. I don't remember the week, honestly. But this week I go up against SkyRisee, coach of the Goldenrod Zebstrikas, who I never got to play last season. He first entered the PBF, I believe, last season, and I never got to face him. But he was doing really well. I think he would have made contention into the playoffs, but he had to drop out of the PBF right before the end due to outside circumstances. He needed to be elsewhere. So I like I said, I never got to battle him, and this is the first time I was battling him. So I was pretty excited, pretty scared too. Looking at his team right here, as you can see, he has Megalopony, Zapdos, Tapu Fini, Salamence as his Zmon, Crocodile, Weezing, Rapidash, Rhydon, Masharna, and Sceptile. Yeah, we're here on the in the league document, the draft page. For some reason I thought this was never updated, so I never thought to actually go by this to see my opponent's teams, so I wouldn't have to go to my own tab and then hide the results. But yeah, apparently this is up to date, so I can just do this from now on. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, this is his team. Very scary. He's got really strong offensive presence with Megalopony, Z-Ments, Crocodile, and then defense with Fini, Zapdos, Weezing, Masharna even. Just a really threatening team with a really threatening coach behind it, so I was pretty nervous going into this because, again, like I said, I never faced him before, so I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But this is the team that I ended up using against him. It contains offensive... Actually, hold on. I think I have the team. Yeah, here it is. Okay, it's not offensive Nidoqueen. It's... Spadef Nidoqueen with Black Sludge, Sludge Wave, and Ice Beam. This is why I thought it was offensive, because of these two moves, but no, it's Spadef to take on what, Fini maybe? Maybe Sceptile, Zapdos even? Yeah, I think Zapdos to take HP Ices and hit it with Ice Beam, as well as get up Toxic Spikes. This was my main strategy going into the game, because if I can get them up before Fini comes in and sets up the Misty Terrain, it'll get poisoned. I learned that the hard way back in my very first Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's pretty entertaining. As well as my rocker. Here, Electrium Z Latios. This is for dealing with Fini. Calm Mind, T-Bolt, Draco, and Roost. I thought about, scarfing it. That way I could check Mence if it gets out of hand. But I do have other options for Mence, as you'll see. Mega Blastoise. Modest max HP special attack with Scald. Ice Beam, pretty self-explanatory. Hidden Power Electric to deal with Fini specifically. And then Haze. What was Haze for? Oh, a Calm Mind Tapu Fini, right. Thought that might come in handy. Leftovers Granbull. This is my counter to Megalopony, as well as Salamence. More so to Lopunny, though. I have Leftovers over Helmet. All pretty standard attacks. Except Super Fang. I never really used that on Granbull before, but I used it this game. AV Machamp with Guts. Close Combat Knockoff, Poison Jab, and Ice Punch. Just all nice coverage moves to hit, I believe, everything. Weezing is best hit with, Knockoff or something, but getting rid of that item is always going to be good. And then finally, the last member you can't see is a Scarfed Braviary with Brave Bird, Facade, U-Turn, and Tailwind. So yeah, that's the team, and looking at his team, I felt I was pretty comfortable. My Mega Blastoise pretty much kills everything on his team. Not kills, but it has ways of beating Fini and stuff. Not to mention pretty much everything on my team is equipped with something to handle Fini. But I didn't want to lead Blastoise because I was fearing something like Megalopony could come in, fake out Thunder Punch, So I think I actually led with Machamp, expecting Lopunny, but he leads Zapdos. Not a horrible matchup for me because I can hit it with Ice Punch, which I believe I do turn 1. Not expecting him to have like air cutter or anything like that. Here he actually goes for Volt Switch, doing 35, which I felt was a lot of damage considering I'm Assault Vest. So I figured he must be like offensive Zapdos or something, but I believe, like I said, I do just go for that Ice Punch or knock off as he goes into Weezing, and it was Rocky Helmet, so my Machamp's at half, but his Weezing lost its item, so, you know, not all bad. Here I think I go into my Nidoqueen as he goes for Sludge Bomb, which, you know, is nice because, you know, I 4 times resist that. I'm Spadef and I have Black Sludge, so I'll be back at full health at the end of the turn. And I can finally get up my T-Spikes as he goes into Zapdos. And this is great because if this thing wants to try to defog me, I'm Spadef, I can hit it with Ice Beams and whatnot. Here he actually goes for Extra Sensory, I believe revealing to be Specs, in order to do that much damage. As I go for that Ice Beam, doing, you know, damage that I would do to an offensive Zapdos, so yeah, there's that. I was definitely concerned at this point because I don't want to lose my Nidoqueen right here. It can come in on this, it can, I believe it's Survive a Surf from Feeny, so I think I actually try to preserve my Nidoqueen here, as he goes out to Crocodile on my Latios, makes a very nice play. I felt, you know, this was good anyway. I'll switch out in case he's Scarfed. I didn't think I would die to Pursuit, but he actually goes for Pursuit and knocks me out. That caught me so far off guard. Like, I was not expecting to die from that. I figured if he went Crocodile, he was expecting my Latios, and then he would expect me to switch. So I almost stayed in and Draco'd, but figured there would be no point in doing that when I could just switch out and not die. But I actually died, which was just so surprising to me. So I was like, is he banded or something? But no, even Scarfed Okos with Pursuit, which just absolutely blew my mind. So at this point, I was really concerned because I just lost my Latios for basically no reason. I can go out to something like, I think I go to Machamp right here. Oh, Gramble, right. I guess Machamp would have been decent as well, but going into Gramble isn't bad. I can bait out the, either one of them would have baited out the Weezing. I guess Gramble is at more health, so it's a better switch in to +1 Pursuit. But I think I actually expect his Weezing right here and go out to my my Blastoise, and now I think I'd just fire off a Scald as he goes into Feeny, gets the poison as he you know, sets up the terrain, but this is what I wanted. I wanted his Feeny to be poisoned upon entry, so it would be much easier to wear down, and that's exactly what happens. Now here, I think I just sack my Machamp, not knowing if he would just go for Nature's Madness or whatever, and I think I just determined Machamp would be the most expendable now because it's at half health, which means Mega Lopunny kills it, this kills it, this kills it, this kills it, this kills with a non-dark attack, and then this walls it. So I think I just sack my Machamp right here. As he goes for Scald, gets a crit that I don't know if it mattered or not. Oh no, it didn't because he has Moonblast, right. Okay, but now I can go into my Nidoqueen. I calced and made sure I'd be able to live a Scald, and I thought about going for a Sludge Wave here and knocking this thing out, but I decided getting up my rocks would be much better for whittling down Ments and Zapdos, so that's exactly what happens. I go for Scald, barely live, and get up my rocks, as if he wants to defog or whatever, you know, he'll die to... Or I think I would have just kept getting up my rocks. That was my mindset right there. But he does just knock me out, which is fun. Now I go into my Blastoise, which has the HP Electric, and he actually has Grass Knot, which does more to me than I do to him with that Hidden Power Electric, which was frightening, but I do just... no, I don't. I actually go out to Braviary expecting another Grass Knot, and preserve some health on my Blastoise in case I need to take on this or this. And now I just kill this thing with Facade, as I think he goes out to Crocodile, and I'm fearing the Scarfed Stone Edge or whatever, but he actually makes another prediction that works out for him and goes for Pursuit on my Granbull. Very solid, risky but solid play on his part. But I can just go into Granbull again and bait out his Wheezing again, which I think all I do is Super Fang this turn. Yeah, it does 28. Not gonna stay in though, gonna go out to my Blastoise as he Mementos, which lowers my special attack harshly. So I'm at -2 as he goes into Ments, comes in on rocks, so he's at 25. I am definitely going for Ice Beam here. If he I wasn't gonna go Granbull in case he goes right for like Supersonic Sky Strike or whatever. Even though I'm at full, I think it'll put me in range of like Iron Tail afterwards or whatever. So I just stay in and go for Ice Beam as he actually DDs up, expecting to live this Ice Beam. And as you'll see in the chat, he actually says he miscalced. He was expecting to live an Ice Beam. I don't know, like I would never trust my Salamence to live an Ice Beam from something as strong as Mega Blastoise, but apparently he miscalculated there, so that's very unfortunate in his part. And here he goes for Earthquake, doing 62 to Blastoise, confirming that he is Choice Banded. So, you know, there's that. I think I'd just go out to Braviary, go for Facade, knock it out, as he goes out to Lopunny. Still some mind games right here. I think I do go right out to my Granbull as he predicts this, I believe, and goes for Toxic, which is nice. Yep, as I just go for Play Rough to knock this thing out, or the Zapdos if he goes into it, which he does, as Granbull goes for that Play Rough and knocks off the Zapdos, which is very nice. Now here at the end game, I definitely should have switched out and sacked my Braviary. But he said, that lost him the game. He said early GG, so, like, this is, like, a problem with me, I noticed. I, like, became, like, what's the word? Empathetic towards my opponent for, like, to the point where he conceded and he doesn't have a way to win, is what I'm getting at, so he just wants the game to be over. Like, my 100% play should have been sacking Braviary here, because if he was Quick Attack, he can knock this thing out. With his attacks, he might be able to knock out my Granbull because I'm poisoned and whatnot. So 100% my play should have been sacking Braviary right here. That way I could come back in, intimidate this thing, not get faked out, not get worn down by Toxic and all that. But because I allowed him to, like, coax me into thinking that I had won the game, I didn't do that. But I definitely should have done that because, like I said, had this thing been able to knock out my Granbull and had Quick Attack, he could have definitely knocked out my Braviary, but that's not what happens. He goes for Fake Out, and then we both get, worn down by the poison. Then he goes for Return, doesn't knock out Granbull, barely hangs on and knocks out with Play Rough, getting the last 2 kills. That's franchised for you. But like I said, my play at the end there should have definitely been sacking my Braviary, then going into Granbull. But it worked out either way. That's just something I've noticed about myself. I need to always make my best play, regardless of what the opponent is saying or doing or feeling, I guess. Because I could just sense his frustration after miscalculating that Ice Beam. So I figured he just wanted the battle to be over. So me going out to this, sacking things, taking up extra turns would have just been unnecessary. But in hindsight, there is no reason for me not to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just something I feel I need to work on. Maybe you guys do too. I don't know. That's just a little lesson that you guys may not be interested in. But either way, good game, Sky. Unfortunate about the miscalc, but I had a little run with that myself last game. But either way, yeah, that's the battle. What week are we? I can check now. That was week 8. I still need to battle Spazzy for week 7. And week 9, I battled Dallas Staryus, aka my cousin/rival Tyler, aka PokeTie90. I'm looking forward to that battle. Hopefully you guys are as well. Thank you for watching, though, and have a good day, guys.